Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. This morning we just throw in tunes all over the place. That one is a throwback there from, I think it's 2001. Yeah, and it's the sound of a gentleman that we're going to be speaking to right now, actually, Mr. Kwesi Hopkinson. He's the CEO of Scotch and the board member of the Trinidad and Tobago Promoters Association. Good morning to you, Hoppy.
Morning. You hear me properly?
I hear you loud and clear. You good?
So what now? Let's play a tune that's not from the old hype play.
Yeah, the one on the Roomba rhythm. Yeah, you chuckle, eh? You remember that one? All right, so tell me about Me Not We Not Me.
All right, We Not Me, is on this initiative to bring awareness to the pandemic and keeping the protocols and safety. Started by the Trinidad and Tobago Promoters Association, the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, and the Trinidad and Tobago Public Relations Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So we basically want to highlight all the protocols, safety protocols, so that we can find some sort of normalcy back to what we do, which is events, carnival, etc., etc.
Hoppy, you've been doing events for quite some time now. Have you been able to do any of those events since the pandemic has started? I know you haven't been in the country as well.
In Trinidad?
No,
not
anywhere.
In Trinidad.
Anywhere.
Yeah. We've been to the States, Miami, New York, where else we went? Tampa.
Tell me what has changed in the way that you've done the events out there.
Well, to be honest, out there not much has changed,
The same way you would do it before?
More or less, yeah. We do have some precautions and measures, especially with the Miami Carnival Parade itself. Mm-hmm. Where there was, the PCR testing was a mandatory thing before you could have entered the park. You had to have this, 24 hours before. So that was a little more controlled with the parade in Miami Carnival. Other than that, the events and everything else went just like normal before, to be quite honest.
And there was no reported spread or anything like that happened?
No, I didn't hear, more importantly, we didn't have any reported fatalities, right? Spread, I guess you couldn't stop that. They would have, some people still getting the virus. But again, I guess vaccines do work, right?
Yeah. So was it a matter of people having to be vaccinated to come into the event or the venues?
No, not out there. It was not a mandatory thing for vaccinated.
It's just the PCR was mandatory.
But just you were, yeah. You had to get tested, PCR testing, to get into the carnival. The events, they were all, there was no real mandatory testing for any event or anything like that.
So the big question, Hoppy, do you think we can practically do something for this time period, this carnival that people have been clamoring for? Do you think it's practical for us to be able to make something happen?
I was optimistic up to probably, early December.
Right.
And then the cases really started to rise again. But, the pumper in me, the party in me, still very optimistic that something can take place. But, we time will tell. And the science, we had to depend on the science. That's the fact here, right? So time will tell with that. But I believe once, things are in a controlled environment, in particular, we could have some resemblance of what we were accustomed to. It mightn't be the same parade or the same way we partied before.
Hoppy, tell me something now. You're saying that the events outside is basically the same way it used to happen before, just the PCR testing is the biggest difference, right? And they have the same science that we follow, and not so WHO is still is World Health Organization.
Yeah, yeah. But what difference between, especially Florida, is
Hmm.
our the healthcare system, right?
Right.
We between there and here is a vast difference. And also the PCR testing there, you could go in plenty places and get it for free.
Right.
So that's a major cost that patrons in Hada really um, incurred on themselves.
Yeah.
Over
So
here,
then,
a
but
PCR
then in
test is
Trinidad,
$1,000.
exactly, in Trinidad is not free. It's about $1,000, like you just said. So do you think
Right.
that it's practical then for you as a party promoter or event promoter to put on an event here and require people to be PCR tested to come into their event? Do you think people will practically spend an extra thousand on top of whatever the ticket price is?
No, no, I don't believe that would work. We've been speaking with certain government agencies, and there's some great discussion um, about it. We don't believe it's something that's practical. Also, the amount of tests we can do a day
Yeah.
in Trinidad is very limited as well. So imagine you have a big event and you need 5,000 people to get tested. I just don't think we could do that in a day, right? But if you say PCR testing maybe over a period of a week or a couple of days, maybe you may be able to say, all right, this weekend I'm going out, I'll go get PCR tested and run with that test for the next week, right?
Yeah, but then if you take the
But
test Monday, then by Friday you could catch COVID and you wouldn't know, and that could be a little bit messy.
so there's the catch, and I think these are the obstacles in our way right now.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said before, plenty discussion is being taking place right now to work on some ideas, and really have something positive out of this. I mean, as I say, time will tell.
Yeah. So
Um,
then,
and
Oppie, with
plenty
all
stands.
this information, all this doubt, and all this concern, should we just not even bother to ask the carnival questions anymore? We shouldn't even bother to say, "Are we having?" Or we should just scrap the idea and move on.
I don't want to say that. Right? I don't want to say that. Um, Carnival, the importance of Carnival for social and economic release is very important, and we see it now. We see it not having a Carnival last year. Um, the average citizen who would have been, who would have got a bump in one day economy, then the yearly finances, missing that, right?
Yeah, but do we have
Also,
enough time to put it together now?
to put together a good time, Trinidadians could do that in an
But is
hour,
that what carnival is
right?
about? Just a good time?
No, but I mean, and that's just it. What is carnival, right? You had
Exactly.
to ask yourself, you had to go into all that. What is carnival? Um, to have a release of some sort, I don't think, I think it's possible at this point to have a parade where tribe bringing out costumes. Impossible now. But there, we in January, so things could happen, right? Let's say for end of February, March, you never know. Um, I'm still optimistic, but you know, as time goes by, you start to realize, this thing really, gloomy.
All right. Well, I
So,
mean, Hoppy, I wanna thank you for joining us this morning and for sharing
right.
your opinions on things. But I'm curious. Since you're on the board of the Promoters Association, right? So you guys have been liaising with the government. Tell me any hint as to whether or not we getting anything? Have they informed you guys of anything as yet?
I must say it's been positive. There was no no, only other people had to be thinking about carnival like like the year before.
All right.
Um, it's very positive. The conversations, as I said. I still am optimistic. Some people might be watching me now and say this is a madman, but yeah. Um, I hope, I hope, at least if not within the next month or two, sometime this year we're gonna have
Something.
something,
All right.
right?
All right, Hoppy.
So keep
Well,
only faith
we will
and
we will
go get vaccinated because we can tell vaccines work. right?
All right, so that's the way forward. If you want to have a good time, a little bit of carnival this year, let's go get vaccinated. We Not Me, TT. It's happening. Let's check out this video. Hoppy, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, bro.
Take care.
I miss the energy. We Trinbago vibe that comes alive for the world's greatest show. I miss the passion and unity when we stand together, rallying hard for we team. I miss the food, we best mix of cultures, stewed and curried and sauteed into the most delicious dishes. I miss the artistry, we beautiful country. I miss the celebrating, all the moments that mean the world to us. Working, creating, playing, we can recapture all the things we love. Do your part. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Get vaccinated. When we work together for the greater good, we will win. Let's put we before me. Let's do